Hello friends, March is almost upon us. March on Booktube is March of the Mammoths. A mammoth is any book over 800 pages long. This will be my March TBR. My name is Jim, this is my channel, books, reading and stuff. On my March TBR, my mammoth TBR, it's not mammoth in the number of books I have on it, it's just 7 books. Which is less than previous months because these books, 3 of these books are very large books. On my community tab, I asked which mammoth I should tackle, whether I should tackle, I gave a choice of 4. And at the moment, this one, Cryptonomicon, had 31% of the votes. And Martin Chuzzlewit has 31% of the votes, so they're tied. The poll is still open till the end of February, so if you want to vote, you can go to my community tab. So this is the first on my March TBR, my first mammoth, and this is a mammoth, it's a weighty tome, 910 pages, Neal Stephenson's Cryptonomicon. Cryptonomicon was published in 1999, I don't know a lot about it, it's about computer hacking, I believe, and codes and stuff. I read Neal Stephenson's Snow Crash about virtual reality and I really enjoyed that. At the time I was playing Second Life. I don't play that now, I haven't played that for a while. But 910 pages, it will be quite a challenge to get through this in the month of March. I didn't read any mammoths last year. I read a few books between 700 and 800 pages, including Bleak House. My copy had 740 pages, although some copies do have over 1,000 pages, and that took me 2 months to read. The last mammoth I read was Anna Karenina. I finished this in April of 2021. This has over 800 pages. It's 806 pages, this edition. It was a good read, and I can link to my review here. When I joined Booktube, I was reading a mammoth, Dombey and Son, Charles Dickens, and I found it a bit frustrating because it took a long time to read, and that's when I started reading a number of books at the same time, so I'd have something to talk about on my channel. Second on my TBR is Stalin, The Court of the Red Tsar by Sebag Montefiore. I've already started this. It weighs in at 850 pages. It's about Stalin as the leader of the Soviet Union. I've previously read Young Stalin by Sebag Montefiore. I really enjoyed this. It's very, very well researched, but it's also very readable. But there are so many names of the people surrounding Stalin. And it was quite the monster. I live in Georgia. I've been to Stalin's birthplace in Glory, but he was responsible for millions of deaths through the famine in Ukraine in the 1930s, and then the terror, particularly 1937, 1938, and then the Second World War. I'm reading about the Second World War at the moment. The third mammoth I have on my TBR is Martin Chuzzlewit. There's only 3 Dickens novels I haven't read yet, 3 of his completed novels. Martin Chuzzlewit, Nicholas Nickleby and Barnaby Rudge. I've read the other 11. It's taking a while. This is a long-term project to read all of his novels. I don't know much about Martin Chuzzlewit apart from it being set in America, and this is not one with a strong reputation, not like Bleak House or David Copperfield. So this will be interesting. If it's not top of the poll, I might keep this till Victober, the celebration of all things Victorian during the month of October. The original readers are Charles Dickens, Martin Chuzzlewit and Anna Karenina by Tolstoy would have had to take it slowly because these books were released episodically. They were released in monthly installments over a period of usually 18 months or 19 months. I have 4 books which are not mammoths, although this one's quite hefty, but this is just This is Blind Assassin. It's over 500 pages, but it's not over 800 pages, by Margaret Atwood. This is a reread. 100 pages into it already. I'm really enjoying it, but it's a book I think to be taken slowly. Blind Assassin was from my February TBR. Also from my February TBR was Plautus, The Pot of Gold, and other plays. I've read one of the plays in here, The Brothers Menachmus, which was the basis for Shakespeare's Comedy of Errors, about identical twins who were separated when they were 7, and one of them goes and searches the other as an adult, and there's a lot of humour because they're identical twins and one is mistaken for the other, and it results in lots of farcical situations. It's very funny. I was surprised this was written 200 years before Christ, and it's still very enjoyable. And now I'm reading the first one, The Pot of Gold. Also from February TBR was The Chemistry of Tears by Peter Carey, the Australian writer. I don't know anything about this. This was the one book on my February TBR I didn't even start. But I've read Peter Carey's story of the Kelly Gang, which was really good. But I don't know anything about The Chemistry of Tears. And finally, on my TBR, I've got The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. On Booktube, I've seen this as mixed reviews, but I know Abby Salter really liked this, and I like her channel. It's a fantasy channel, so I'm looking forward to reading this. Let me know in the comments below if you are reading any mammoths during the month of March or planning to read any. If you like this video, you can like it below. This will help me with the YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.